Hi, I have a bit of a problem. See, I'm vegetarian. I've always been vegetarian. My parents are animal rights activists. I was raised in the presence of animals, dogs, cats, chickens, donkeys. And so being vegetarian has never really been something I had to wrestle with or think about. It's always just been as simple as not eating my friends and trying to live to minimize the amount of suffering I cause others. So I grew up vegetarian. I've never eaten meat. I've never had any desire to. But as it turns out, that's not quite enough for all of my friends.
I became vegetarian in high school, and when I got to college, I started realizing that animal activism was a passion of mine, and I started being really passionate about converting other people to vegetarianism, trying to get people to just have compassion for animals in a lot of ways. And I realized that I was being hypocritical in much the way that a meat eater would be, in my refusal to sacrifice something that I thought that tasted good, that is to say cheese specifically, for the greater good of animals.
So, from a vegan perspective, it's not enough just to be vegetarian. In fact, it may be hypocritical. And see, there's some merit to that argument. See, part of the reason that my parents raised me not eating meat is because of the horrible abuses that go on in factory farms and slaughterhouses. Just take a look at some of this. It's hard to watch, isn't it? But the fact is, the same kinds of shit goes on in egg and dairy production as well. In fact, earlier this year, I actually tried to go vegan because of this photograph. What you see is a male chick, economically useless in egg production, about to die. Probably doesn't know where he is, what's happening to him. If he's thinking anything, it's probably, where is my mom? This disturbed the hell out of me. And so for the next few weeks, I tried really hard not to eat any egg or dairy. I slipped up occasionally. I mean, I continue to drink my chai tea, which isn't vegan. It's good though. But all in all, I was pretty good. And I felt good about myself. Until it came time to apply for funding for one of my organization's events. VIVA, the Vanderbilt Initiative for Vegetarian Awareness, was having a vegetarian tailgate and barbecue. And I was designated to apply for funding. So I filled out an application for Veg Fund. And one of the questions was, are you a vegan? I wrote back, I'm a vegan in progress, yay! And they wrote back, Dear Wolf, thank you for your application. We are always happy to see individuals who are eager to educate others about veganism. However, our guidelines require that the person applying is vegan. Would one of the vegan volunteers listed in your application be willing to take the lead on this event? Well, fuck you too. If you don't want me helping your cause to reduce animal suffering because I myself am a Gentile, because I occasionally eat bread that has a microscopic amount of whey in it, or I don't bother paying the extra 60 cents for soy milk in my Starbucks latte, I'm just gonna stuff my face with cheese pizza and grilled cheese and... So I pretty much gave up right there, and I stopped bothering. But then I realized that's kind of immature, isn't it? I mean, okay, so they're assholes. That doesn't mean they're wrong. So if the ethical reasons for being vegan are sound, it's as simple as that. Isn't it?
Well, actually, I'm not sure how I stand on milk and eggs that are ethically obtained. I think that right now it is much more important that people focus on vegetarianism and not alienating people who aren't vegan.
See, that's where it gets more complicated than just your own personal impact, because none of us live in isolation. You have to consider how you affect others. And I often find people I'm eating with are curious to try it out, or sometimes just even to cut back a little bit of meat sometimes, and that's making a positive impact too. I mean, maybe that sounds really self-serving. Maybe it sounds manipulative. I promised all my friends that I'm not just being nice to you, so you'll want to be a vegetarian. I mean, the reality may be that no matter what I do, it's hypocritical. I mean, veganism itself, there's a certain hypocrisy in saying, oh, look how pure we are, we don't cause animal suffering. But the fact is, no matter what, you're going to cause some suffering. Even if that's just the rodent who gets caught in the wheat thresher, or maybe that's the workers who are exploited on the farm that produces your vegetables. You're never going to eliminate everything. So I've decided that even if I do become vegan in my diet someday, I'm not going to call myself a vegan, because I would rather be honest and humble about it instead of just making it a label. I don't want to exclude anyone. I want to encourage other people to do what they can. So I'm still not fully satisfied with that, so I'll continue wrestling with it over my tea.